Hi, good evening, everybody. Yes, time to talk about yesterday's game as I'm making the video right now. Not a fun result, not a fun game to watch either. Coming up. As frustrating as that game was to watch, I'm going to say one thing in the Sabres' defense. It wasn't like they gave up in the game. They were just really outclassed. They were outclassed and outcoached, in my opinion, in that game. Tocchet had the boys going over there, just going. And they were nonstop. They didn't take the foot off the pedal with us. And they could have. When it was 2-0, they could have said, we got them. You know, they didn't do that. And the Sabres scored and kind of made it a game. But then, you know, empty net goal. Dahlin scores again after. And the empty net goal is, but you know, you can look at it and say, oh, we lost because of an empty net goal. We lost because we were outplayed, guys. We were outplayed in that game. The better team won. I got no qualms with it whatsoever. The better team won that game. They were faster, more aggressive on the boards, guys. Much more aggressive on the boards. They were more physical than us. They weren't intimidated whatsoever, you know. But they knew they played. Put it this way, they played smart enough to not take us for granted. They came at us as hard as they could, just in case the Sabres, as they know, smart enough team to know that the Sabres have explosion potential when it comes to goals. So we'll take a look at the numbers, guys. And I thought Devin Levi was stellar in this game. He was. Absolutely stood on his head at certain points of the game. I have no complaints, guys. I just don't. It sucked we lost, but I really don't have any complaints because as far as I was concerned, considering it was a back-to-back, and I don't like to use that as an excuse, but it is, I thought we played as good a game as we could and lost as close a game as we could. You know, we could have just been so much worse, you know. But anyway, let's look at the numbers. We'll talk about it. Okay, shots on goal, 34-17 for the Canucks in the game. They had 59% of the faceoffs. We had 41. They were 1 for 5 in the power play. The Sabres 0 for 4. They had 34 hits in the game. The Sabres had 18. They had 23 blocks. We had 14. They had 6 giveaways. We only had 2. They had 7 takeaways. We had 4. Shots on goal per period, 15-7 Canucks in the first. 10-3 Canucks in the second. They really smoked us, I thought, in that period too. 9-7 Canucks in the third for that 34-17 total scoring. And Garland from Hughes and Peterson at 4:06 makes it 1-0. And I thought it was a boneheaded call by Granato. Challenging that. What a stupid challenge, guys. What a stupid challenge. 1-0 after 1. Second period, Elias Peterson gets his first goal of the game from Miller and Hughes. And it's 2-0 Canucks on the power play. They head to the third. And Dahlin on the backhand makes it 2-1 at the 9:23 mark. And then empty net, 18:09. Elias Peterson with his second of the game puts it away 3-1, and then Dahlin scores at the 19:38 mark and pulls us within 1, but too little, too late. I was frustrated watching this, and I wasn't frustrated, believe it or not, at the Sabres' effort. I just wasn't. It wasn't really that. I was frustrated at their lack of physical play because I know, like, when you're on a back-to-back, I get your legs kind of, you know, and we're young, so there's no excuse there either. But we're a young team, and to keep up with a Canucks team, we needed to be fresh going in. Let's be honest here. This team's really good. I thought that we could have played more physical, though, in this game. And they took the body to us way more. They were much more punishing. You guys seen it in the corners when we throw the puck out, they'd finish their hits. You guys seen it. That's what I want the Sabres to do. It's what I've been bitching about all year. But this is Tocchet. There's a big difference of Rick Tocchet, my friends, than Don Granato when it comes to physical play of a hockey team. This guy believes in it. He's old school. He's from the 80s. I've seen his career. He was always a rough and tough player, and he believes in that style of play also. Of course, he's adapted to the in-game of now, the fast tempo, but at the same time, finish your hits. Finish your hits, you know, and I'm sure he stresses this to the team. This is why they're one of the top hitting teams in the league this year. This team has all the weapons to win the Stanley Cup, this team. They're fast, they hit, they got goaltending, they got coaching, they got everything. Yeah, the Vancouver Canucks. This could be a team that breaks through and wins a cup this year. They could win the Stanley Cup, this team. They have the tools to do it. So things could happen. Now, Devon Levi. Let's talk about the bright spot of this game, which was Devon Levi. I was very happy with his game. And that first goal he got in, they got lucky. And the second goal, folks, they got lucky. I thought they got lucky on both, really. But, they fought hard. They fought hard, this team, this Vancouver team. They just chipped away till they scored. And then did it again. Very determined hockey team yesterday, the Canucks, is what I seen. The Canucks looked like they were the team desperate to make the playoffs, But, again, I'm not holding my head down about this game. It just sucked that the out-of-town wasn't nice to us either. Detroit tied their game with like 15, 16, 17 seconds left and then won in overtime. And, of course, Kane is showboating on the ice. I'm like, oh, my God. And Detroit fans are saying like he's the reason they're in the playoffs and all this, and they don't realize they're under 500 with this guy in the lineup, or right about 500, It's when they have Dylan Larkin that they're winning. And when Dylan Larkin scores, I might want to mention that last video I did. When Larkin scores, the Red Wings are 19-1-3 when he scores in a game. Keep that in mind as Detroit's stretch run happens. Larkin doesn't score, they don't win usually. Not as much, that's for sure. So that's it, guys. This sucked. This one hurt. This one burned. We'll just see what happens in Edmonton. There's nothing else we can do. We're powerless. We just have to root them on and hope that because we're in the same position we were last year. We're not looking too red hot. And then the Sabres, you might recall, turned it on last year. And don't forget, Devon Levi was the big reason, really. He was the big reason why. Now we got Luukkonen and Levi here. Both a year older. Luukkonen's come of age. Levi's a year older. And Levi's look good in the minors. So no matter what way you cut it, I think our goaltending is there for the stretch run. We'll see what we can do. If you were to ask me to make a call, what we have to finish, guys, 9-2-1, 9-2-1, and that's a stretch. That's a stretch. The Sabres got to finish red hot. If they could, I think 10 games over 500 is going to get a team in this year. Put it that way. I think 90 points is going to do it. Yeah, I think 90 points is going to do it for the final playoff spot. So if the Sabres want to get 90 points, they got to get 19 out of a possible 24 points. It's a stretch, even that, eh? But it's still possible. We did that last year. So let's say the Sabres go 10-2. No overtime, just 10-2, straight out 10-2. Yeah, that would be 91 points. We'd be right where we were last year. That would do it. I think the Sabres win 10 of their last 12, they'll get in. But, they need to have some luck out of town. I think the out-of-town luck will come, but will our luck come? Will our dressing room get it done? That's another question. It's hard to tell. I just want to get out of these next two games with wins and just hope for the best with out-of-town, and then we'll take it from there and look at the last 10. And if the Sabres got to go 8-1-1 down the stretch, then so be it. If they can't get it done, then they can't get it done. And they'll have to learn from this year that you can't be inconsistent all year long and expect just to get hot at the end and get in every year. It doesn't work like that. You got to have some sort of a stable environment of winning. We didn't have it this year. And I don't think under Granato, I have my doubts this team will get on a roll, but you never know. We have the last few years. It just kind of tells me that this year, maybe it doesn't happen. Maybe it doesn't happen. Maybe it does. And it's a real sign of what this team's about. So we'll see down the stretch. I just hope guys like Cousins find their way again. I'm concerned about Dylan Cousins, guys. I really am when I watch him play. Concerned about him. Olofsson was brutally bad yesterday on the ice. So they just bumped them off the puck like nothing. A lot of things I didn't like that I seen in the game, but hey, you know, this is a really good team we played, and we were in a back-to-back, and the Sabres are just going to have to find their way somehow, guys. They'll have to find their way, and if they don't, then we'll look at it in the offseason. But I'm not giving up till the numbers say it's really, really done, and we're not there yet. See you in the next video, guys.